guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome, old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button. Please do subscribe. Thank you for your support. I've been quiet this afternoon because I'm in my flat by myself. You don't talk when you're on your own, do you? So I've been watching the telly, listening to the radio. I've been listening to lots and lots of different music as well. So let me tell you what's happened. Right. I swapped my phone number with someone off of Facebook dating. I did. Me, Crystal. I'm Crystal. And I was born a white female. I'm a heterosexual woman, which means I only sleep with men. I haven't had a relationship for years now, so I don't sleep around. There's been no one brought back to my flat. The only people that come into the flat are hide housing when they need to do a check on the furniture or the fittings, you know, the plugs, sockets and everything, the doors and the hinges. They do sometimes do a survey, don't they, the housing. And obviously the gas engineer, which I taped, and he just did the boiler. He checked the boiler's okay, and hide housing are sent through the gas safety check in the mail. Right, so I took Max out this afternoon just after 2 o'clock, the usual time, and I just walked around the field like I usually do. I'm a completely normal woman. I suffer from depression and anxiety. I suffer from chronic pain to my face and jaw due to an injury in 2015 to my head, which resulted in 9 teeth being cracked and an injury to my jaw and ear, the trigeminal nerve. So I do consider myself as a vulnerable person. I do consider myself to have a disability. I've suffered online bullying since 2019 when I made friends with I thought I was making friends with a certain person, and they turned on me and started being vengeful and spiteful and calling me obscene names. So I went to the doctors and they put me on citalopram and told me to report this individual to Interpol because he came from Australia. He came from Australia, so they told me to report him to Interpol. I went to the police station. They didn't think it was serious enough to be dealt with, so they just left it like the police. Police do, they leave it, don't they? They just leave it till it escalates and someone can get murdered, killed or permanently damaged. And I've suffered an emotional disability due to this person constantly bullying me because he thinks I did something to him in 2014 and 15 and I didn't even know who the hell he was. He's got me mixed up with somebody else. I've certainly not been involved with the police force. I've never worked for the police. I worked for the civil service as a bankruptcy clerk, but I've never worked for the police. There's another individual that does YouTube videos that has worked for the police. I don't know if this certain person has got me mixed up with this other person, but I have never ever worked for the police. Never. I'm trying to get the police to find out who actually is doing this harassment and to stop it once and for all. It's been going on far too long and it's going to escalate and someone's going to get hurt if someone doesn't do something. As I said, that food being thrown into the co-op the other day could have hit someone in the head, a child even, and injured them. This is stupid and silly and people need to act like adults and do something about it. Right? So, I came back from a walk. There was nothing in the post. I had no mail. I've ordered some compost online because I want to do plants and put them on my balcony. I've I had some money, so I've ordered some compost, some flower bulbs, and some cat food, right? Because I've got 2 cats. So I was quite happy and contented. I've had a lovely day. I've had corned beef hash. I've had a ginger pudding, a hot ginger pudding. I've had dinner. I've had pudding. I've had various cups of coffee and various drinks. So I'm not hungry. So I've swapped my phone number with someone off of Facebook dating, WhatsApp, just WhatsApp. And they've put their profile picture up as an old man who looked like my dad before he passed away, funnily enough. I told them that. I said, you look like my dad. So we started a chat. Around 20 to 6, my buzzer started going off, and I thought, is that my buzzer? Because I had music on. I was listening to all sorts of music. I was listening to YouTube, listening to YouTube videos like dance music, and I was actually trying to do a few dance moves like Keep Fit. I thought, is that my buzzer going off? It can't be. You know. Looked at the buzzer. There's this black-haired male, like my neighbour upstairs. He's like exactly like the neighbour upstairs, but he's foreign. Short, stout, stocky, black hair, and he's got a red and white bag in his hand. I don't answer it. The police have told me not to answer the door to these men, so I didn't answer it. He sat in his vehicle, which was a red car, a very distinctive red car because it had a transfer on the window. So this black-haired man sits in a car with a red and white takeaway bag, and he sits there for 10 minutes waiting. And I obviously haven't ordered a takeaway. I don't know who's done it this time. And he drove off after waiting 10 minutes outside in a red car. I then did an online form to Kent Police and informed them of another incident, because this is upsetting me now. It's making me jittery and nervous. I'm fed up with it. Right? Someone's checking to see if I'm in, what I'm doing, whatever. So he went away with his takeaway, and I just kept looking and waiting because I thought he was going to come back. And then a Just Eat driver delivered to the bottom of the flats down the road opposite, right at the bottom end flats, on a motorbike with a white helmet over his head. Right? And he had an orange Just Eat bag, and he was delivering to the block of flats at the bottom. This is making me nervous. It's making me feel ill. The police don't seem to be doing anything about it. I don't know whether Just Eat has received my message from my iPhone, but I told them not to accept deliveries from someone calling themselves Hannah with this false number, and that I live here and I live here only, nobody else does, and I don't want deliveries delivered to my address, and I believe that this person calling themselves Hannah is mentally ill and dangerous, and to report her to the police every time she phones for a delivery to Just Eat. I've told Just Eat to call the police every time this vile woman sends deliveries to this address. And I don't want to hear any more about it. It's ridiculous. I've got money to buy a takeaway if I wanted a takeaway. A man and a takeaway to my door. You know what they're thinking, don't you? You know exactly what the mentally ill person is thinking in the head. Oh, she can't pay the takeaway, so what's she going to do to pay for the takeaway? It's disgusting and it's evil. So hopefully it will now stop, because I've told Just Eat that this Hannah is dangerous and to report her to the police every time she calls for a takeaway to this address, because she's mentally ill and dangerous. And that's what I've done. And I don't expect any more fake deliveries. And for anyone that thinks I'm hungry, I've got a Tesco delivery coming up shortly. A home shopping delivery from Tesco's. And I've paid for it. I've paid for it. The Tesco driver isn't going to come to my doorstep with unpaid groceries from Tesco, because me, Crystal, has paid for the groceries. Right? And I'm not going into the co-op, because this is what happened the other night. I went into the co-op after taking Max for a walk, and someone threw food into the co-op doorway, which nearly hit several customers and staff. So I'm not going into the co-op either. I don't know what the hell is going on in someone's mentally ill mind, but I'm 54 years old, I'm a female, and I can pay for my own shopping. And I don't need someone to order takeaways I don't eat and expect me to pay for them. I don't have a sister. My sister is dead. You stupid, horrible person doing this, saying that you were my sister. She's dead. Get a grip of yourself, you sicko. Now I'm going to get on with the rest of my day, and any more incidents I'll be ringing 999. See you later.